Good morning. Happy Sunday. Knowledge is power. So self-knowledge is self-power. I'm trying to give you information to empower you to make a profound difference in your life. So they told us the kingdom of heaven will not become with signs to be observed. So if they say, lo, here it is, or there, no, the kingdom of heaven is within. And we all know God is in his heaven. God in scripture was personified as a person. Remember, no face, form, or figure. Timeless, shapeless, and ageless. Above all, in all, and through all. Scripture, we could look at it as consciousness. Science calls it energy. They let you know that at the essence of who you are, the essence of your cells is atoms, and these atoms are 99% energy. So you are 99% energy. So we have to start thinking from the energy standpoint. So let's look at this. The kingdom of heaven, of intelligence or consciousness, whatever you want to call it, is within. And when you truly understand who you are and the processes that go on in your body, you will understand why as within, so without. So let's look at, for example, the stress response system. And remember, all of this is done to you subconsciously. 5% of your life, you use the conscious mind, 95% the subconscious mind. So you can really say mostly everything was done for you. And what you were supposed to do was choose life. Focus on your attention, where you put your energy. That's why they said, I sat before you this day, life and good, blessings and curses, death and evil, but choose life so you and your descendants may live. So let's begin to look at ourselves different, because they say when we change the way we look at things, things change. So for example, the stress response system, this is how smart and intelligent your body is. For example, you faced with a threat outside of you, all right? When this threat comes, let's say back in the day, it could have been a lion or a tiger on the prairie. Today, it could be a person with a gun or something trying to rob you. When this happens, the amygdala, the part of your brain, it senses this threat. It sends a message to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus then signals to the adrenal glands to release adrenaline into the blood. You get that shot of energy that you need because your body is preparing for fight or flight. Your brain releases norepinephrine, which is a backup like adrenaline system, which is in the body's intelligence. Just in case the adrenal glands ain't working, you still get that norepinephrine, which gives you the arousal just like adrenaline. Now you get some cortisol released into the body. The cortisol travels through the body and it turns off the digestive system, the reproductive system, and suppresses the immune system, because all of this energy you don't need on the inside because you're facing an outside threat. And if this outside threat gets you, then what's going on the inside doesn't matter. So your body in its infinite wisdom turns off all of that. Now it sends the life force, the blood, through the arms and to the legs so you can prepare for fight or flight. All of this is done within a split second without you having to think about it. That is the subconscious intelligence that resides within you. That's why they say he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. But what good is it being inside of us if we can't tap into that energy and we can't use it to make a profound difference in our life? And that's what this whole thing is about. So you got to start to look at yourself and know who you are. So that's why when we do these webinars, like this webinar coming up on telomeres, it's only to show you the mind-body connection and how your mind, your thoughts have a physiological effect on your body. You can look at the mind-body connection as the mind as the thoughts and the body as the cells. The thoughts affects the cells. The telomeres are actually listening to you. For an example, if you think about old age in a negative way, like when I get old, I'm gonna be tired, I'm gonna be frail, I'm gonna be dependent on people, you're twice as likely to die from a heart attack, unlike somebody like HK who feel like, hey, I'm like wine, I get better with time. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. You got to change your perception of everything and know who you are. And so, like, let's say, for example, when they do this webinar on sleep, it's really only to show you how your body communicates with the environment, how you can't separate you from the environment. So inside your brain, you have what's called the SCN, the suprachiasmatic nucleus center. And that's about 50,000 cells in the hypothalamus that actually communicate with the environment through the optic nerve. As the optic nerve start to see that the light starts to go down, it starts to get dark, it facilitates the release of melatonin in the body so you can begin to feel tired. So as you get sleepy at night, now the SCN gives instruction for that cellular housekeeping. That's what happens. You have to clean out the body at night. That's why sleep is so important. That's why people who work at night are they live on average 7 to 9 years less than people who don't work at night, because at night is the only time that certain processes can happen in your body. Like I said, You go to sleep, but your mind and brain keep working, that infinite intelligence. Think about it. At night, this is the only time that your brain can really clean out the toxins and the cell debris and your brain. What happens is neurons are firing all day. Now at night, these neurons, they synchronize. They stop firing. Because they stop firing, you don't need as much blood flow to that part of the brain. Now the cerebrospinal fluid can come in and wash out all the toxins and all the cell debris out of the brain. People are suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's, and it's growing and growing. One reason is we're not getting enough sleep at night so the body can clean itself out. These cells in your body, I like for you to look at them as little people, because if the immune system is running properly, that means the immune cells are healthy. When the immune cells are not healthy, you are not healthy. Hence, harmony within is heaven without. So you have to know thyself, okay? Know thyself. So when I'm doing these webinars, I'm doing this for you. Because see, when I was young, I didn't have anything. I didn't have nobody to help me. And I talked to that voice and I prayed to God so much. And I said, if I'm ever in a position to help, I help. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm here to help. I'm giving you free webinars on gratitude so you would know. Wake up in the morning, focus on what's good. Your brain cannot focus on positivity and negativity at the same time. You can literally rewire your brain to search for positivity in the world. And when you understand your brain is a sensory information tool, and basically it's just giving you all of this stimuli. So you have to learn to tune out. When they say close the door of your mind and pray to your fathers in secret, that means close your eyes and imagine. Use your intuition. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. You can actually form a vision of yourself that doesn't exist. Therefore, you're calling forth things that are unseen as though they were seen, and they become seen. And via the reticular activating system in your brain, you can search out for those particular incidents to show you what it is that you want. Because your brain, this is the key to life, only shows you what you believe to be true about yourself. It doesn't have to be true. You just have to believe it to be true. That's what they meant when they said, it's done unto you as you believe. Listen, all the answers was there for us. The scriptures was there, the wisdom of the ages. All we had to do was listen. When the Buddha said every person is the author of his or her own health, then he was talking about the way you think. That's all it was talking about, is your thoughts are very powerful. That's what you have to pay attention to. You get 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. They are facilitating the release of hormones and chemicals into your body. So understand this, these stress hormones, they highly addictive. So some people, you find yourself in a dead-end job, in a dead-end relationship, over and over and over. You don't understand. You're addicted to these stress chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize you're just a chemical soup. You're just hormones and chemicals traveling through your body. Your thoughts, your words facilitate the release of these. The more cortisol in the body, the less serotonin there is in the body. You need to know when you wake up, your cortisol levels are high. Your brain is on high alert. Your brain is trying to keep you alive, so it's inclined to search out the negative. So therefore, you got to search for the positive. Write down that stuff in the morning. It engages both sides of the brain. If you want to lower your blood pressure, write in a gratitude journal. If you want to lower the cortisol level and raise the IgA, the immunoglobulin A, which is one of the body's main defense system, then practice gratitude. If you're having thoughts that are running erratic, stop. Take a deep breath. Slow the brainwave frequency. Understand who you are. This is what this whole thing is about. Know thyself. So I'm going to give you the game how it go. We ain't going to sugarcoat this, because why? People are dying. People are dying of stress. People are anxious, and anxiety leads to depression. Any day there's about 400 million people suffering from depression. This prolonged depression leads to suicide. Since 1999, America was already facing an uptick in suicide for the last 20 years. Now, with this COVID, it's getting worse. And the most sad part about that is our young people, 18 to 25, they're killing themselves. Okay, they stressed out, and we got to give them some practical things that they can do so we can stop this madness. To think that we can go out and change something in the world without changing ourselves is the definition of insanity. When they say a new heaven and a new earth shall appear, what they saying is change your consciousness. When you start to think different, then things change. Imagine if each one of us changed our thoughts and thought about only the positivity, then yes, it's done. A new heaven and a new earth will appear, but it will not appear without us, without our consciousness. And we got to work together. It's the illusion of separation that keeps us stagnant as a society. This is the brotherhood of humanity. We are all one. That's how this whole thing started. We can go back to science, to the Big Bang, and in the beginning, everything that was together. And then, bam, everything you see is a manifestation of what you call God. You know, you looking for God, but he's in plain sight. He's in the trees. He's in the people. He's in everything you see. So let's start to love one another. Let's start to give love. Let's us change this narrative on this planet, okay? And if we don't care enough about us, let's think about our young people. Let's think about the kids. What kind of earth are we leaving for them? All right, we listen, and we're gonna deal with the mind. Why? Because everywhere you go, you're there. You can't get away from your thoughts. So let's start with the thoughts. It all starts with mind. The whole book was telling you about your mind and your speech. The reason it said stand guard at the doorway of your mind, because everything you see, everything you hear has an effect on you. These images, they are actually affecting you. So be wary of people that tell you, be angry, be upset. But the scriptures told you, slow to anger. Why? Because of what anger does to you. Protect your mental health. Watch these images they keep bombarding at you. They want you to see these images. They want you to see them. Because when you see these images, when you meditate on these images, you create this, okay? That's what this whole thing is about. So stop letting people take your power back, realize who you are. This is the age of information. If you don't know, it's because you don't want to know. This is the great awakening. It's time to wake up, okay? Listen, I want to say thank you all for listening. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. But each one teach one. And we keep this thing moving, man. This is on us, okay? And this thing gets deep. The question is, do you really want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes? Because I can let you know what it is. But one day at a time, man. Let's do this, all right? HK, you know what it is, from the dirt road to rodeo in real time. That just means we're going to live out loud. It's the mentality. It's the gangster mentality. And that's to persevere. You keep going. Consistency. Be consistent every day. And then listen, just have faith. Have faith in who you are, okay? And that intelligence that resides inside of you. Tune into your boy HK if you really want the game, if you really want to know how it goes.